welcome to Portugal. It's time for the Portuguese Grand Prix.
Ik ben mijn setup vergeten aan te
It's gonna be an interesting race here today. I remember your setups, by the way.
Ah joh, boeien.
Staan er hard vervat.
Ja.
Shit, I stand well.
Here we go then. So there's the 5 laps coming from the drivers. It's Tyson Paul. Ian alongside. Watch out for him on the first lap. Lights out and away we go. Dan wheel spins quite a bit off the line. Ian gets a good start. Is it good enough to get alongside Tyson? He's not going to use any ERS at the start, I don't think, as Aiden's already jumped Max into 4th place, and now he's going to be setting his sights after Ian here. And Dan runs wide at the first corner and goes off the track as Ian goes down the inside into that corner.
The exact same. I just got tapped in the back, it felt like.
And Max has gone around the outside of Aiden. I think he's happy to dispatch him early on this race, as we're going to have to get some more telemetry on this because you can't really see anything. So we're watching the strategies. Everyone's on medium tires. Sander goes down the inside, I believe that was, on Aiden. They're still side by side though in this first sector. Around the outside he is. Aiden on the inside of Sander. Can he make the move stick? He's on the curb. Sander goes round the outside. That was a very nice move there to get past him. So and the closest battle on track is between those two at the moment. Aiden is going to stay with him though on this first lap, I think. So that's the battle for 5th place in this race.
Paris, Malaysia,
And
2011 moment. Or 2012 it was.
And Ian, what are you talking about? Oh yeah, I see. Ian is chasing after Tice. He was very close to him for a second, but that's because he made a mistake as he headed through there. But Ian has the pace today to keep up with Tice. He was been very quick all season, but we'll see what Ian can manage on this opening lap.
Yeah.
Hey Ian.
See what Ian can do. Will he have to defend from down here in this first sector? Max is already losing time on the cars ahead, and Aiden now is on the back of Sander as he goes down the inside. He tries to, couldn't quite make that move. Let's run ball with him now as he heads through the corner, going down the inside. Will he make that move stick? He is going to go for the move on the inside of Sander. This is the battle for 5th place. He gets down the inside. He does make the move stick, or does he? Because Sander still has the inside line, pushes him wide off the track, and Aiden keeps the place. Will that be an illegal overtake? We'll find out in a second. But it's Sander on the inside now, heading into the braking zone here at turn 5. On the sausage curve on the inside is Sander trying to make that move, and they're still side by side on this second lap of the race. This is a fantastic battle for 5th place, as Aiden has the inside line through the fast right-hander of turn 7. Up the hill into turn 8, can he make the move? Not quite.
Waarom zit ik deze?
So that was a good battle between two now. The closest battle on track is between Dan and Ian for 2nd place. This is very interesting now. Ian, can he stay within? Oh, big mistake there from Dan. Very good save to avoid spinning around there as you see the oversteer. I'm going to watch the stream to see how that happened. Just got on the power too early as I expected. As yeah, the track is hard. Ian is somehow, given that he says he spins a lot around here, is doing well to stay almost within DRS range of Tice. I think he'll have to push a bit harder to do that. And Tice spins around. Tice has a lot of work now to get this race, and Sander might get past him too.
Max is gonna be scary.
And Max is all over the back. His fastest lap for Max on this lap as he comes into the first corner. Max is the contender to win this race. Tice, it's not over yet. You can still win the race. Tice, you're literally one of the fastest cars on the track. You can still win. There could be a safety car. There's like 6 people today. But yeah, Max. And the battle in front of Tice is really going to slow him down. This is going to be an intense battle for 4th place now between Sander, Aiden and Tice. Let's see how quickly Tice can dispatch these two. And Dan has just completely lost it. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, now I got a warning because I couldn't go.
I think actually see what happened there. There's a battle now at the back. Tice has gone past his teammate and Sander's down to last place. So this is a good battle between these two at the back. Will Aiden try and get back past his teammate? He's going to go to the outside. Sander going off the track here trying to gain time. And the right-hander gets on the curb a little bit too much, and now Max is the power battling for the lead with Ian here for the 1st place.
This is an interesting top 3.
And now Tice and Aiden are battling for 4th place. Aiden couldn't quite fend off Tice there as he runs wide, and Tice is now taking 4th place away from his teammate. So it's now Max can't keep up with Ian at this pace, so he's going to be battling more so with Dan, I think, than he is going to be with Ian in front of him, as long as Ian makes no mistakes, which so far he's done very good. So Ian is on course to get his first career win now, and we could have another first-time winner this season. Oh no, is it?
Well,
who? Yeah, the first-time winner this season, and Ian's first win in his career, of course.
First-time winner since Rowan.
Yeah, Rowan was it? Wait, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rowan got his first win at Abu Dhabi last season. So how many winners would there be in the series now then, if that happened? Rowan, me, Dan, Tice, Brett, Fabian, Ian, Max. That's like 8. So we have 7 different winners. We could have a purple first sector for Ty's 1.4 seconds faster than his previous best, so he's very much on the pace here. He's going to have to catch a 4-second gap though to Dan. He's got his work cut out from here. He's probably, I'm surprised he's not happy to be in this situation given that he's just dominated the season. He could probably do with a bit of a challenge here in this race. He could try and undercut these cars ahead of him. I think he genuinely could if he can get up to the back of this queue and then pit early. I reckon he could genuinely jump all of them with the pace he has, but we'll see how that goes in the race. But he is catching rapidly on Dan ahead of him, who is contending for second place with Max. The only real battle on track at the moment as the gaps have started to spread out, but the gap's pretty consistent at the front, around 1 to 1.2 seconds as Max makes a mistake there. Max has a half spin at Mercedes just like Dan did, and now Dan is going to be all over the back of him here as Dan gets off the power for a second, trying to avoid something. I don't know what happened there. He just seems to like flick the steering wheel, and Max lagged ahead of him, I think, actually is what happened. As he comes down the straight. Dan is going to be right behind him here into turn 1. Can he make a move on Max? Max is he's deploying ERS, and so is Dan. So Dan has more than Max does as Titus gets the fastest lap of the race by a full second. On the inside of turn 1, that's very aggressive for both of them. Max keeping the outside firm, and oh sorry, I just did the wrong camera change. There's Dan. This is actually helping Titus quite considerably. This is very.
It's helping Ian as well.
Max is very aggressive. This is very helpful for Ian and for Titus to gain time on the cars around them. As
Yeah,
my race is done.
Max and Dan are close.
Sander, it's lap 5.
Yeah, it's lap 5.
I have no fucking setup.
Okay. A safety car can happen.
Yeah, safety car can happen. You can adjust your wing in the pit lane if that happens. Oh, here comes Dan now with a good exit off the corner. But Max is he's just struggling for traction with the no traction control on. As Dan makes a move on the inside, that was very aggressive there. I don't think you can hear you.
That was very lucky from Max there.
Dan, you almost did what you did last season with Red.
Yeah.
As that was your fault, by the way. I was just gonna clarify. Anyway,
Max doesn't crash me out now.
I don't think he'll. Yeah, I don't think he will. I think it'll just be an aggressive battle, and you might make contact, which will help Tice, I think. The gap has come down a little bit this lap at the end of the lap. We're down 2/10 as Max is pushing to stay ahead of Dan here on this lap, who has a big slipstream off the final corner. I think he should stay patient, make a move in turn 5. That's probably his best opportunity at this point to make a move. Into turn 1 he goes. Can he make the mistake on the inside? Not quite. He's very close though to the back of Max. He shouldn't make a dive bomb just yet. I think he could make a move down here if he gets a good exit. It's very close to the back from here. Max makes the mistake as well. He's going to have a tighter line and he won't get on the power as quickly. And there goes Max. Spinning round out of second place, and he's going to probably, I reckon he'll probably crash on purpose now because that's what he does.
It's only lap 6 though.
Oh no, Max is a sore loser though. If he makes a mistake he tends to like...
I'm
anyway.
just gonna think that I hit the back of him.
But hey, we'll see. Maybe he'll try and come back. He's pretty quick, so you know. A lot can happen in this race.
I just made a very big mistake there.
So I think the closest battle that there will be on track, and the closest battle on track right now, is between Tice and Dan for second place. So Dan is going to have to defend like a lion against Tice if he wants to stay. But Tice has...
I'm gonna defend like a lion to my future teammate. He has to win.
Yeah, Dan...
You have basically already won the championship. Can't you just give...
Don't use psychological defense, Dan. You have to use like track defense. Dan, to be fair, Tice hasn't got any ERS really, so you might actually be able to defend.
He does have DRS though.
True.
Yesterday was.
I don't think you should use any ERS until he gets right up to you. But so in DRS range, Tice is literally like a second and a half a lap faster than Dan. So I think this could be a very easy overtake. Tice gets on the brakes so late. He locked the inside front there and goes into the corner.
I was so fucking good because you guys all
left-handed.
wrong time yesterday.
Yeah.
Tice under braking. Can he close up to Dan? Oh, Tice the bit of oversteer on the exit there.
Yeah, I'm defending like a lion against Tice here for you, Ian.
And Ian is leading the race, but he's made a huge mistake on the exit of the corner there, almost spun around, so he needs to be more careful on this road just to make sure he's lapping decently, but also keeping that car on the road. So Dan making a little bit of a mistake. Both cars did there. They oversteered off the corners. Tice has a huge exit now. Can he make a move on the outside line? Not quite. He's going to be very close though to the back of Dan's Red Bull. The Oracle sponsor is very visible on the back of that car as Tice goes and nudges the back of his car through the final sector. Into the final corner now. What can Tice manage? Down the main straight with a DRS. Can he make a move? on Dan for second place. This is important for him in this race. He's right behind, using a little bit of ERS that he has. His setup is very quick as well, so if Dan can defend, that'll be good. Dan should go defensive into the first corner, I think. Unless he can send it around the outside, which he will, but that's not a good idea because now he's just going to lose time on the exit of the corner, and Tice should pull away here, I think. Unless Dan gets back past him with the DRS, we'll find out. He needs a good exit off this corner though, which he hasn't really been the strongest at, but we'll find out if he can do it. Off the corner he comes now. It is a good exit for Dan, but he has got a penalty now.
It's way too easy to get a penalty from that.
Yeah, but like, it's also too easy to run off the track. I mean, you shouldn't just run off the track there, you gotta stay on the track.
Yeah, but if I oversteer off the track...
Yeah, but he didn't. Ian's struggling at the exit of turn 8 here, which is not good because Tice is really fast and this could be Tice's best chance to win. Oh, and there goes Aiden spinning around onto the grass in front of Sander now. Will he make contact with him? Not quite, as Aiden rejoins in last place. So now Sander's luck has come back to him now. And Dan's still within DRS range of Tice, so Dan needs to really push if he wants to help his future teammate Ian, who's leading the race in the Mercedes, trying to get his first career win in the series here at Portugal.
Tice is way too good, man. There's just no competition. It's just like shit at the moment. Tice
just has really good throttle application on the exit of corners, very smooth steering inputs. It's just better than everyone else.
Just lagged like 3 tenths ahead of me.
On my screen you stayed about the same. But I can see you had a leg spike on the stream though, Dan. That's probably what happened. Max has gained a little bit of time. He's gained about 8 tenths on down that last lap, but I don't think that's enough for him to do much because I don't think that was a good indicative lap there. The top 3 are all within each other's DRS range now, so this could get interesting at the front. We're going to watch Tice though as he chases down.
That's nice.
That's true, as off the corner Ian didn't get the best exit there and Tice gets a really good exit, so it's going to be interesting to see how these two go, as Aiden's on the back of Sander now for 5th place. So we've got battles all over the track now as they all start to form. Tice makes a huge mistake there. Dan can get back past him here if he uses some ERS maybe. And that's going to cost him time. We got oversteer on the exit at the corner. Ian was being smooth for that corner, didn't make the mistake this lap. And this is good for Dan, who's taking a very tight line there. He's not going to get the best exit if he does that, and he doesn't, as he loses a little bit of time to Tice, but he's going to take a wide line trying to get the acceleration to come through off the corner. Didn't quite work out for him there, but in the final sector he's got a good chance, maybe, just maybe, to get past Tice for 2nd place. Ian's ran wide. Ian runs very wide off the corner, and that's going to give Tice a very good opportunity here, but he isn't really saving that much ERS, but Ian has quite a bit, so this could be interesting to see if Tice can make a move with the DRS here on Ian for the lead of this race. We don't see lead battles around here very often, but when we do, they're usually very interesting. As you come down the main straight, Tice is getting a lot of time in the DRS. Dan doesn't really gain that much, but if these two battles, Tice spins again now on the curb at turn 1. And Tice spins for the 2nd time today. And now Max is on the back of Tice as well.
Tice doesn't need to push very hard. Tice can just...
Oh, Max got really tight, loose off the corner there.
You don't need to, Tice. You'll be faster than those anyway. Like.
Yeah, this race does actually look pretty close. Yeah, Ian is quite fast. When he's not making mistakes, Ian is very fast.
I have already 2 wins this season.
Oh, and Sander goes wide. That's gonna give Aiden the inside line for 5th place as they head down here. Aiden didn't get the best exit there, so Sander maintains the place as he got a straighter exit. Down the inside into the corner, he's going to go on the curb. That's going to cost him time as he goes, beaches the car on the curb. A little bit of lag there. It's actually giving Sander more to think about as Aiden comes up to the back of him. Going up the hill over the top of the crest into the left-hander. Ian is still in with a shot to win this race on lap 10 of 33. There's still 24 laps to go, coming up on 23 this lap. So it's very much anyone's game. Aiden with big steering inputs isn't going very quickly here in the back of Sander, who's 13 seconds off the car ahead of him, which is Max, who cannot keep up with Tice whatsoever, who has just got so much pace to give in that Ferrari. Red Bull and Mercedes leading though. It's very common to see that in F1, but it is Ian leading this race, Dan in 2nd place and Tice in 3rd. Max in the Alfa Romeo in 4th place. We have a battle for 5th place now brewing between Aiden and Sander. Sander re-overtook Aiden after he made a big mistake on the grass early on in the race. As he got over the curb though, that's going to cost his exit. Will Aiden make a move down the inside? He's going to try it. There's almost contact in the braking zone there as Aiden goes down the inside, but Sander will hang firm on the inside just like he did before in this battle. Aiden goes off the track. Will he get the place? I think he might. And he doesn't have DRS though. Sander has the DRS on the inside line. He's going to make the move stick into the braking zone. But Aiden sends it on the way in. Can he get the switchback on the Mercedes? Yes, he does. There's contact on the side pod to wheel there on the exit of the corner with Sander on the outside line. Aiden still on the inside. But that'll become the outside as he goes right hand into turn 7. Switchback though, and he spins around on the sausage curb. And that's a yellow flag out because Aiden spun on the inside of Sander trying to get a very aggressive switchback. And that's not good for him at all. He almost beats the car on the gravel as well as he reversed around. That was Aiden's fault. He was way too aggressive there. Got on the sausage curve and spun round, so that was just shit happens. No penalty should be given out, I don't think.
More than a second in 1 lap.
Tice is pushing very hard, and he's setting really good times here. He's keeping the RPMs high. I think that actually might be why he's spinning here through that corner. He needs to shift. He needs to short shift. That will give him better acceleration off the corner, and he won't spin around. He was in 6th gear through that corner. He should have gone to 7th, I reckon. But still, if he keeps on the back of Dan here and doesn't make any mistakes, this could be another win for Tice very well. With a long way to go in the race, we still have 22 laps to go. It's 21 and a half now. Has 3 tenths down his best first sector as Tice as he's coming up behind Dan. Did he get DRS that lap? I don't know if he did. Didn't look like there was, but as he gets into the corner, Dan did go a little bit deep there, but so did Tice, I think. So this could be interesting. Braking. Tice lifts so much with that right-hander, but it's fine because he just carries the speed through there on the inside. Having throttle application just doesn't let the car rotate as well as you'd want. But the mirror is full of Tice now for Dan here as he makes a little bit of a mistake in the braking zone. Car got a little bit loose on the top of the hill, getting light over the crest of the hill, which is easily done at a track with so much elevation and undulation around the lap, I should say. But Dan holding firm in 2nd place, who once again this lap is gaining time on Ian as he tries to stay in this fight. So at this rate, of course, Tice would finish ahead of Dan because he has to serve that 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, but I can still put in the pit lane, so it's fine.
I was wondering, Sander has spun around. I think that's why he lost a bit of time there. Didn't see the yellow flags come up, so it must have been a half spin. And now huge run for Tice with the straight line speed, but he's on the outside. This is tough to overtake here, and he goes to the inside, contact, and they both spin round.
Guys, that's your fault.
No, Dan, in fairness, I looked on the replay on your stream, you were literally on the exit curve with him on your outside, so that was kind of your fault.
Come on, man.
Yeah, no, Tice, he was off the track and you made contact. I mean, Tice did squeeze, but like, Dan, you had too much entry speed, so honestly, I think that was a racing incident, but like, whatever. Anyway, Tice is now going to chase after Max in 2nd, so it seems like no matter what he does, Tice has to chase someone who's in 2nd place. And Ian is just rubbing his hands together now with the race lead coming at 4.1 seconds, but Max is actually gaining on him this lap, so Max is now back in the lead for you could argue. And in strategy, you could see how this goes. So pit stops will start to come around here now. I'm just wondering what the strategies are going to be.
Pit stop information?
I can't really give any pit stop information at the moment.
No.
I know you're talking about the radio. Yeah. Aiden has gained 4 seconds on Sander. I believe that's because he made a mistake earlier on, as he said. But still, I think he's keeping the gap pretty constant between the two of them. Sander is keeping up with the cars ahead of him, probably because of the spin between the leaders' head, but he's actually gained some time because of that. But then, yeah, the tyre wear is very bad at this track. I think this is around the time where hard tyres might be a good choice to pit for. Over a third of the distance of the race, I think this could be a good time to pit. So I think the best time to pit would be now, if anything, because you would need to. I think this lap will be a good time to pit in this race. Sander pitting now. Let's watch his pit stop. Into the pit box he comes. What's it going to be for Sander now?
The slow pit stop.
Slow pit stop. That looked like around a 3-second stop there. Wasn't it the best?
3.1.
3.1 seconds the stop time for Sander as he comes out the pit lane on the hard tyres, so he could still be ahead of Aiden. He has got the pace to do that. Max is really fast. He's really not struggling at all. The tyre wear, he's gaining about 7/10 this lap on the car ahead, so Max definitely has the pace, and he's keeping Tice behind him here at 1.8 seconds. He has done for the last 2 laps, so Max really pushing at the end of his stint, I think, before he comes into the pit lane. Struggling to get on the power though. Max just needs to make no mistakes, and he will be in contention to win, I think, if he picks this lap. But we'll find out. Is Ian going to box this lap? He will. Ian doesn't need to brake for the pit lane. I hope he knows that. He does. Oh, it's because he has the pit assist on. Alright, fair enough. Max is to the pit lane. Oh, sorry, no, Max stays out. And Tice is going to come into the pit lane, so that's a good strategy there for Tice as he comes through. That's actually helped. He actually blocked Ian coming out of the pit lane. So that means that he couldn't get onto the track there. They couldn't release him. So that's actually going to gain him about half a second on Ian in this pit stop. So that's really good for Tice there. But that's not enough, I don't think. He's going to still have like a 4.5 second gap to Ian at least as he comes out the pit lane. So as long as Ian keeps up the pace he has, he's going to have to really push it. But Tice gained a lot of ERS on his pit stop there, on his in lap.
My record just went wide.
So Max, he's going to have to push. He has used a lot of ERS on this lap trying to gain time. So he is going to box this lap, I think. This is his in lap. And he's made a mistake in the middle sector though. On the top of the hill, he just made a mistake there and he's going to have to regroup a little bit as he comes through the left-hander up the hill. Blind crash once again. Ian is gaining time on Tice here. On this out level, I know he's lost a little bit of time now, but the tyre's not feeling great here on the hards for Ian, but we'll see as he comes to the corner. He needs to stop getting the power so quickly through there and just carry some more speed on the entry instead. That will give him better traction on the exit of the corner as well as preventing wheel spin. But Tice is gaining considerable heaps of time here on Ian as he's pushing around the lap. This is actually the most that Tice has had to push for a race win in a while. Purple middle sector here for Tice as he heads through there. So he's very fast on the racetrack right now. If Ian can keep up this pace though, it's pretty even, the numbers between the two of them on ERS figures as Max comes into the pit lane now. Dan staying out once again for another lap. He could try an overcut strategy with the penalty. He might as well try it. This race is very long. He's going to gain some ERS before he comes to the pit lane and then he can come on to try that. Good pit stop for Max there. Looked like a low 2-second stop. Wish I could see the stop times. That would be very useful on the spectator mode, I can't lie. Onto the track though. Will Max come ahead of Tice? Will Max come out ahead of Tice? This is going to be close. No, Tice gets jumps ahead of Max in the pit stop cycle, so Max is behind Tice now on the track. That's very crucial for him in this race, as he had a chance to get into the race win fray. Not quite close enough to do that now, as Tice has gained about 1.5 seconds on the race lead in the pit stop cycle and on the out lap after pitting. So Dan is still going. That's not the best strategy here. Oh, big mistake from Ian, and that is not good at all, as Tice is going all over the back of Ian. Within DRS range massively now as Sander gets ahead of Aiden in the pit lane as he comes into the pit box, so he did manage to keep that place and preserve a decent gap as well. But Tice all over the back of Ian and he makes another mistake on the exit of the corner. Ian is struggling on the hard tyres here to get his tyres up to temperature. On the inside, Tice will make a move here. Tice goes down to the inside. This is for the net race lead. Max will get in this battle as well. They're still side by side. Ian holds on to the outside line. Max watching this battle, trying to stay within DRS range of both of them. Contact between the two of them. Ian oversteered on the exit of the corner there and blocks a switchback as well. Max is now in the lead battle as well, so this can be a three-way battle for the race lead. This is exactly what Dan needed as well as he comes to the pit lane. He's gained 3 seconds on the car behind on that lap, so he's going to box now. This is exactly what he needed. So I don't think he predicted that was going to happen, but now it's going to be all down to the defensive Ian. Will he go to the inside line? No, he's going to stay on the outside. I don't think he has the pace to defend though. He's going to have to try and make a move once again down the straight. So Ian might have to try and make a move here at turn 4. Can he stay within touching distance of Tice? He breaks a little bit late going into the corner, but he still has the advantage up this hill now. Well, Dan didn't serve the penalty in the pit lane. That's not good for him. Oh, it says you have a penalty still on my screen.
Yeah, because I stand still.
Oh yeah, it's an unofficial penalty serve, I see. Yeah, and Max gets a big exit as well now. He's on the back of Ian and he goes down the inside. So Ian on the hard tyres is struggling and Max is taking the place. This is for second in the race, so... Oh, and Aiden spun round at turn 1 once again with the battle with Sander, so that's not good. Ian has spun round and that has ruined his race. Such a shame for Ian, who was running so well in the lead of this Grand Prix, and now he's got Dan on his back off the corner. This is for position. And Dan, being a simp, and now Ian spins round again. Has he hit the wall this time? Not quite.
This is the end.
Ian spun round and that's ruined his race. So now Max is the only hope for a race win battle here between himself and Tice, but he's just not good enough on the exit of these corners. Tice though first position. He's going to have to really push if he wants to win this race, Max, as he comes down the main straight. He hasn't got enough ERS really to fight here. But to be fair, it's very even between the top 2 on ERS figures, so if Max just saves his ERS here, he could actually be in with a chance to win. Dan has 90, but he's 10 seconds off the lead, so I don't think he's going to be able to do much in this race. Ian just couldn't make that strategy work. He should have probably started on the hard tyres, to be honest, and then tried to be quick on the mediums at the end, but that would have been a very risky strategy to do. Max has decent pace here, but I don't think he's going to be able to keep with Tice at this rate, but we'll see. He gets a good exit there. Max and Tice both have very solid setups at this track, so...
Ja, dus dat is meer dan een halve autolengte, dus dan is het zonneschijn.
Ik werd tegen mijn wiel gebeukt, waardoor mijn auto...
We'll see how this goes though. So the race lead battle has 1.4 seconds between the two of them.
Ja, dat had ik ook met Thijs.
Yeah.
Dan, to be fair, Max is actually keeping up with Tice here. And again, they're keeping the ERS figures pretty constant, so I think Max actually does seem to have the pace here to be in contention. He has a lap fresher tyres than Tice, which could be pivotal in this race towards the end when the tyres start to drop off, so we'll see how that goes. Dan has much fresher tyres than the leaders, but he's losing time. He lost 2.5 seconds that lap, even though he has way more ERS to give. Wait, what?
Max is closer.
Yeah, Max is within DRS range almost as Tice here, so if he can keep up this pace without making mistakes, he could genuinely be in contention to win this race for the first time since China Season 1. This will be the first one he has. Green first sector for Tice, sorry, for Max here, as I should say. Yeah, and Max made a big mistake on the exit there. That's cost him about a second on Tice, and I think that could be it in this race. Unfortunate for Max as he tries to get on the power early to gain time. It's really, yeah, no, he keeps doing these, his steering inputs are way too big. He needs to be much more delicate on this turning as he comes through the corners, or else he just will not have the ability to catch up to the cars ahead, or the car ahead I should say, of Tice. So it's a very unfortunate race for Max. Always been in second place. He's been in second place in several instances, but never had the potential to get in the lead fray. But Ian has definitely been the biggest loser in this race.
He's not gonna now anymore, unless there's a safety car.
Yes. If there is a safety car, Ian could get back in the battle. But I think if there's a safety car now, medium tyres will become the optimum strategy, and then Ian can get back in the race, I think. So we'll see it as Aiden is catching Sander about half a second a lap here. So that is another battle we should watch out for in the closing stages of this race. With 14 laps to go, coming on to 13 next lap. So Max is not quite. He's not getting much time on Tice now, who's just got so much ERS to use. It's not really fair anymore. As now Max uses some ERS trying to gain time, trying to nullify the mistake he just made into the left-hander hairpin onto the curve on the exit.
That was very smart. I tried to take it flat out, which is not very possible.
In fairness, Dan, you have gained a bit of time on Max, so you know. You're running a decent pace here.
Wide and I got another warning. So if I get one more warning, I think I
have another penalty. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Aiden hasn't gained much time on Sander this past lap, so Sander is keeping the gap pretty consistent. So there's no battles on track at the moment. Ian then was one of the fastest cars on track, has struggled really badly on the hard tyres. Hard tyres have always been a problem in this league. When it comes to people who are fast on mediums, can always struggle on hards, and vice versa. So this is tricky. 8/10 up on his previous past lap, so Ian's struggling here. Dan though isn't struggling at all. He's got ERS to burn here, and he's going to use some of it now. Out of this final corner, Dan is losing most of his time in middle sector to these guys heading where ERS isn't as important. So I think it's the low speed cornering actually where he's not quite as good. But Max's giant steering inputs aren't helping him very much. That was a very good corner there though, so he's starting to gain a little bit of time. He needs to start being smoother on his steering inputs if he wants to get in contention. A personal best first sector for Max by 1.5 tenths, and he has gained a lot of time, 3 tenths even, on Tice this lap already. So I think this could be good for Max as he's still gaining time. Oh, that's a bit there. Into the right-hander there through the kinks. So I think the battle for the race leaders can be interesting, but isn't. Now look for the battle for 5th place is going on between Aiden and Sander. Is almost within DRS range is Aiden. Now he has very good straight line speed and a lot of ERS to use compared to Sander. Oh, he made a mistake at turn 1, and once again he makes an overcorrection, and Aiden takes the place away from Sander for 5th place. And Sander brought the yellow flags out for some reason now, not sure why. He wasn't even off the track for that long, so through there now. Sander's lost a bit of time as well after being overtaken by Aiden, who looks to be very quick here today. And also has 10% more ERS than Sander. I do still think Aiden has made many mistakes in this race, so you could still see a chance from Tio.
maar dat hoeft ook helemaal niet voor de
Max is really fast around this track now. He's gaining time on Thijs. I think he's found out the key to being quick around this track now, and is really starting to put the hammer down in these closing laps with only 12 laps to go in the race. Anything can still happen in this Grand Prix.